Rich Lowe, Pilot Legacy, on site at the Grassdale, Manor, Texas, Thursday, 22 April 2021, 42 weeks post-groundbreaking. It's unseasonably cool and cloudy here in Manor, Texas today, but thankfully it has remained largely dry, allowing progress here at the Grassdale to continue along quite nicely. I kicked off the inspection today with Site Superintendent Wayne Pettis of Strategic Construction. Wayne drove me around the site and gave me a thorough briefing of the overall progress. Like usual, we'll begin from the east side perch point looking westward. This will give you the greatest feel for the overall progress on site. Since last month's report, you can see that SLI framing is now well underway with the framing of building site Foxtrot, Hotel, and Juliet, with Kilo to commence in just a matter of days. With most of the buildings now well underway, you can really begin to get a feel for how the Grassdale will look as a community. And it also really illustrates the scope and scale of the overall construction operation. Recall we commenced the vertical phase of the residential construction with building Echo, and I'm excited to report that shingles are being laid atop of Echo by Greater Dallas Roofing at this time, with Charlie, Bravo, Delta, and Alpha to follow in that order. Inside Echo, the utilities are being run throughout. We have begun to take delivery of the front and back doors for the units. However, due to supply chain disruptions occurring over the past year, the anticipated delivery of the windows are running behind, not just for us, but for builders throughout the country. We are hoping to take delivery of the windows within the next 3 to 4 weeks so the dry-in process can commence. It's also due to the supply chain disruptions that we are still awaiting some of the more customized hardware components which are central to the design and look of the clubhouse. Once those components are on hand, the larger truss elements will be installed, and then the roofing and dry-in of the clubhouse can commence. Phoenix Electric is on site running the wires. HR Mechanical is running the conduit for the ventilation fans and the dryers. Power Plumbing continues to install the waterworks, and fire protection is being installed by Better Fire Protection. Nationwide Concrete has wrapped up most of the pours around the Grassdale and is putting the finishing touches on much of the work around the property. Here you can see the curbing and median that leads into and out of the Grassdale are now complete. And here the crews are taking a well-deserved break to partake in the delicacies of the construction site food truck, always a welcomed highlight of the day. Along the eastern edge of the property, Denbo Utilities is running power lines for the electrical car chargers that will eventually accommodate the garages on site. We'll be installing 80 electrical car chargers throughout the property, a forward-looking feature of the Grassdale that complements increasingly popular green initiatives, as well as the goods and services provided by our cutting-edge tech neighbor just to the south, Tesla, and its massive gigafactory still currently under construction. Also, you can see the steel pillars for each building's dumpster sites are being installed around the property, as well as the temporary poles, or T-poles, as the electrical meters for each building. TriStar Utilities was awarded the contract to perform the additional depth excavations in the southern detention pond, as well as the much anticipated installation of the gabion baskets. Recall the gabion baskets serve to stabilize the detention pond and preclude erosion along the storm drains and the anticipated water line around the pond. Any water level exceeding the elevation of the baskets will flow through a risen culvert section and into the natural floodplain to the south and west of the Grassdale. In time, a pump and fountain will be installed in the deepest portion of the detention pond. That assembly will aerate the water and preclude it from becoming stagnant. As the bulk of the cut and fills around the property are complete, much of the fill material is being used now to tailor the areas where the concrete pours are now complete, while surplus material is also being hauled away. As the framing around the site picks up the pace, we're keeping our fingers crossed for continued dry weather, as well as the arrival of our windows so we can dry in our first buildings and commence with the hanging of sheetrock in the coming weeks ahead. However, due to supply chain disruptions occurring over the past year, The anticipated delivery of the windows are running, and that's the food truck beeping its horn. Golly.